Before we start, if you don't care why I made this video, click on this button. It will take you 2 minutes in, and you'll save around 2 minutes of your life you could be spending eating a chocolate bar. Well, considering on how many useless content such as pushing stuff down or sitting still for 12 hours is enough to entertain countless people, I think it's safe to say the bar is low enough for me to share something as shunned away and reviled on the internet as an opinion. And looky here, just for you, I'll play some sort of surfing footage, just so you wouldn't mistake me for some crazy Vietnam War veteran who just got hold of a radio station. The point of no return for humanity and my channel. Knowing how we fucked everything up, I'm quite sure no amount of action can save us from our dystopia. Such things as honor, wisdom, sanity, and professionalism are long gone for us internet users. Most of us spent years trying to make this a better place for us sane people, but it's been so long, everyone already forgot what that's supposed to be. There's no achieving it, but there's one thing I can do. I can remind you of it. How things were supposed to be back in the sanity ages. And no, this won't be the classical old versus young kind of opinion. No. This will be my opinion. My utopinion. Stop. Utopinion? Seriously? Who the fuck is writing this shit? Jeez. And I want you to criticize it. In no way a person can find a single perfect opinion on his own. Now, the internet opinions back in my days when Smosh roamed the earth and Ravel and Johnson's reacted to fat women falling off platforms.
It's time for the percolator. It's time for the percolator.
Weren't really welcome. Not that we are now, but this time there's an exception. You gotta see it on a 10-minute video for ad revenue and YouTube promote. I have seen many horrors in my lifetime, and I don't seem to notice anyone reminding us of them. Recent commentators seems less to focus on their opinionated points these days, and more on, how do you say, entertainment.
Wait. What?
Which is a tad shame, seeing how humanity is forgetting what sort of things mattered. So let's get my hoodie ready as I play some Vaporwave and shove my flawed opinion down your throats. Now enough time wasting in 2-minute introductions. Time to discuss what 90% of you really came for. Fandoms. But before we narrow that down, we have to define it. Humanity is mostly made out of people who want to belong somewhere, right? Otherwise you'd have to be socially awkward or have thirst for power and money. Humans are extremely passionate beings. We want to share our experiences or the things and ideas we love with everyone else. Even up to the point we dress up as the interests we idolize or create fan-made art and videos for it. Fandoms, of course, can split into another type of community. Those who are there not as much for sharing as to belong with someone else. The more popular the fandom is, the more people it will attract who are there just to belong. Such people don't always understand what the actual fandom is about, and are more likely to portray it wrongly for outsiders. Okay, let's be blunt here. Most of society is a mindless pack of herd, not giving any thought about anything until someone else says it. Once a certain person or a huge group forms around the common interests or ideals, communities are born, devoted to spreading or enjoying the stuff they like altogether. Although it might sound like a good idea to share your passion with a random group of strangers, there are always certain inner groups in such communities that ruin the very interest they obsess over, by shunning away outer opinions or creating stereotypes that influence newcomers and outsiders alike. We will talk about them later, as for now we'll be focusing about fandoms. It's the groups of society blindly following interests they love or relate to most, so basically any sort of society. And because that interest can be anything, we'll just call it for now Nutella. Your average fandom Joe will blindly love his video games, TV shows, fetishes, Nutella. And if you point out at least one flaw in them, get ready for Star Wars-sized walls of text, enough to fill up an entire Quentin Tarantino movie dialogue script. Of course, you can receive your typical one-word insult instead. But what's so wrong with liking something without any sort of criticism, you might ask? Well, first of all, such people don't tend to interact well with people outside of their groups that much. You might feel a bit out of place surrounded by 12 people wearing golf gear, moaning in sadness, or super esports athletes judging your appearance.
You ain't down with us no more. You ain't fat. You ain't fat. You ain't fat. You ain't nothing. You ain't nothing.
It's like every fandom needs its own San Andreas gangware to represent who they are. I swear to Nutella that World War III won't be between countries. It will be between an entire army of weeaboos in dresses and katanas, lunging at World of Warcraft nerds in night gear, screaming, Leroy Jenkins! Beautiful sides aside, it's not just the way people in fandoms dress to show off they separate themselves from the normies.
Fucking normies.
It's actually everything they do, including their way of thinking, the things they like, and sometimes even the things they stroke their mutated genitals to. Internet culture isn't that different from the ancient cultures we used to act upon. We may have anonymity now, but we still want to belong somewhere. And to do that, like a typical 40 suburban American, you would have to cut your lawn every single day, or your only friend in the neighborhood, Tom, won't come over to play the smile staring contest with you. Here's a more recent example for you human specimens of the current generation. Hello there. I heard you like goth music. Yeah, I do! I would like to introduce you to your new friends. You belong here now. Oh, cool! Do you guys also like funk? And him. Anyways, every fandom has built its own stereotype, upon which they are judged by the outer society. It doesn't mean everyone in those fandoms act like it, but the majority of confused people who throw away their individuality to become part of that group do. This behavior is called herd mentality. Yes, I think you heard of it in the recent months. Such as sitting all day blindly attacking every man on the internet just because you're idle and everyone else is doing it. Take feminism for example. The message is great, yes. Women needs more equality. But what happens if your message is taken slightly different? Your followers ruin the image of your idea by creating a stereotype, such as feminist wants to have more rights than a man, and that they are more ugly than an angry chinchilla you failed to flush down your toilet bowl. Come to think of it, I shouldn't judge. Comedy will be a lot harder without stereotypes. Especially for such a dead-inside person like me. Perhaps the problem isn't the fandoms. Without fandoms, we wouldn't have society which built laws to blindly follow our government or religion morals to put everyone into their place. Without such laws and morals, we couldn't control people who are incapable of doing simple tasks, as adding extra sugar in my coffee. I'm looking at you, Bill, you piece of shit. Okay. This isn't the fandom's problem, but more of how a leader manages to spread the actual meaning of a message without ruining it. He needs to be extra careful when putting his words or actions together, or he might end up creating an army of lazy hippies or transvestites moving down the streets, burning down an image into every Christian mother about to bash his son's head in with a Bible. People who join the fandoms based on its stereotypes tend to ruin the image so much that people who slightly enjoy their worship Nutella would almost instantly get pushed out of the way just by meeting the worst extreme fanatics. Oh nice! A video about a game that everyone enjoys. I should ask some people from the fandom about it. Oh dear God, my Lord and Savior, forgive me for that one time when I masturbated to Barack Obama in a robot costume, and protect me from this foul fanbase. Such fandoms create haters, groups of people who hate on the same thing blindly in groups or individually, without looking from another perspective. Mostly such groups form because fandoms are getting too popular or unavoidable, or just because they like to jerk off standing on a podium in front of a mindless pack of sheep that is the current society, getting a massive boner for being different and self-righteous.
Oh yes, you got an iPhone 4? Well, smartphones are overrated. Look at my steampunk tin in a can with an attached wire to my friend. Who left me months ago? Look at it!
But if you really hate it so much, why can't you just stop talking about it?
Hating on annoying things is all I got left. Please relate to me.
Oh sorry, I'd rather just let this mild Apple fanatic out of his cage and observe a show from a distance if you don't mind. I'm quite of a sadist.
Oh no, not a fanatic. I can't look away!
It's even easier for such groups to hate when the actual image of a fandom is ruined by the stereotypes, which probably even made them hate it in the first place. These haters form a mirror fandom made specifically to hate the main fandom, without seeing any good in them. They can pretend they don't want to be part of a fandom, but truth be told, they are in one. The Nutella they hate affects them just as much as it does the people who enjoy Nutella. The best course of action for haters would be to just dislike the thing in silence or criticize it once, but move on from the other people who gain satisfaction from shit-talking it longer than Simpsons haven't been funny for. It's the internet! You can't get away from things that are too popular. I'll shoot straight. The main problem with fandoms is that it's extremely hard for a group to exist without getting infected with heaps of people who create an image-ruining stereotype for haters to hate on and mindless members to act on. In conclusion, the best solution would be for every fandom to have a good representative leader or a mascot, and for more people to make videos perfectly representing the interests they obsess over. Also, I'd like to add to that most fandoms aren't even that bad. It's just you had a bad experience because you probably met the person who is too extreme. Most good fans are usually quiet, silent, and they don't stand out of a crowd too much. Now, before we end the video, I would like to ask you for your criticism one more time. I will be answering to one top comment and a comment of my choice at the end of every single video. This way I will fix any mistakes I might have made in my points or fail to make them clear. And you, dear viewer, will be more than just another nodding person agreeing with everything a YouTuber says on his video. Just like opinions are supposed to be. So don't be shy and debate, criticize, and fix my opinion, for nothing in this world is perfect. Well, maybe Nutella. And if you don't want to take my word, take his.
Said it once, I'll say it again. The most valuable addition to your own perspective is a civil discussion with someone who disagrees.
We won't see him again. Oh look, you sit through my entire video. That means there's a 15% chance you enjoyed it. I guess I can now consider on creating my own fandom. Would you like to join? The rules are, you have to wear the silly hat, bend your neck like this while watching every YouTube video, type hiss in every comment section, have his profile picture on your every social media account, and of course, eat a bucket of waste so you would one day become as full of shit as me. So, see you later, my debater! Oh yeah, also like, subscribe, and share it with your friends.
Damn it, I forgot to make that rule! Fuck!